So production AI is a black box, as we all know, right? So you ship your code, the agent runs, and suddenly it starts hallucinating or looping endlessly, right? So if you are not just logging the thought process of your agents, you are flying blind, right? So today we are closing the loop here. So in this video, this is probably the last episode of this series, so stay tuned. And I'm going to explain to you how to implement LLM observability, okay? And so that you can see exactly where and why and how your agent failed. This is basically the difference between a project that works on my machine and an enterprise systems that stays live, can be accessed or used by thousands, millions of users, right? So in a traditional software, if an API fails, you get a 500 error, right? We are all familiar about this code. And with that, we also get a stack trace. But in AI, if you get a bad response, it's the ultimate nightmare because for a developer perspective, he always thinks about, for example, is the prompt wrong or right? Is the vector database returning a noise? Should I be worried about? Or did the LLM lose the state, for example? So without this observability, you are just guessing, right? You're guessing all the time, which doesn't make any sense. So you need to see the thought trace, every single call the agent made before even it gave the final incorrect answer. So this is something I wanted to mention. And I would like to now explain about the architectural point of view for those professional observability. So we use tools like Langsmith or Langsmith, whatever you say, and which is the industry gold mine, we all know, or gold standard, you can say. Or we can even use open source alternatives. So how you do it? You wrap your agent calls in a tracer, and this automatically logs every input, every output, and the latency of every step you take. And then we don't just log, because this is evaluation, right? So we have to evaluate it. And I will explain about it, how you can actually set it up as an evaluator that checks if output matches the required ground truth, okay? So if the score, for example, drops below 80%, the system actually alerts you. It tries to alert you that something is wrong. And for example, if you look at this trace, you can see the LLM fetched the document, and it has summarized it also, but it has failed at the tool calling step. So this level of visibility turns a frustrating bug into a 30 seconds fix, right? And in production, we don't just look for errors. We track token usage and latency per user, which is very crucial when you think a large scale. So if one user is burning through your budget with inefficient prompts, then then you will know exactly who it is, right? And then you can take prevention to fix this. So you now have the full enterprise AI blueprint, right? Till now we are in almost 4 minutes, and we went from basic RAG to secure, agentic, persistent, and observable production system. So if you want to actually get hired or land that consulting client, these are the 5 pillars you must master, right? So I'm going to keep building on this. So till then, stay tuned, subscribe, because I will come up with a new series which you will like it definitely. So thank you very much for watching. This is Nabid from my channel Nabid in Motion. Peace out. Ta-da.